Hey, welcome in. Just a little update on the greenhouse. I did my greenhouse build some time back, and I've got 2 or 3 years of use into it, and I thought I'd give you an update on some things that I would change if I was at ground zero again and building. Love it. If I had to start over and build one, I'd definitely build one. I'd encourage you to build one, but here's some things that are working well and some things that I would change on it. The number one thing that I would change is the roof. It's got a great pitch to it, allows lots of sun into it, but I would come over here to each side and I would add at least one more pane of glass. My original idea was I'm going to put, and I still plan on doing it, a solar panel here and a solar panel here so that I can run a couple batteries, run a little heater in the cold weather months to extend my growing season. I'm not too worried about the spring. I have plenty of time to get everything germinated and growing there, but I would definitely add one more pane of glass on each side, maybe two. That's the number one thing that I would change. Number two is the roof line here has about about 10 inches or so overhang, and I wanted to do this on a sunny day so that I can see, so that you can see what happens. Let me get in here a little bit closer and I'll show you. So we got a nice sunny day that's hitting my roof line and casting a shadow down to here. And you can see my peppers, my tomatoes there that's on the second shelf is all covered in shade right now. Likewise, my tomatoes on my second shelf here has got shade on it as well. It's being cast because the sun is off this direction a little bit and it's throwing the shadow down here. So if I had to build over again, I would not have this overhang. I'm talking about this section right here. It's more like a foot. I think I said 10 inches a while ago. I think it's more like a foot here. I would have my roof line stop exactly where my wall stops. That way the sun does not cast a shadow down. Now, in the late months of the year, the very first few months of the year, growing season, the sun is so low that it comes underneath of it and there's no, well, I won't say no shadow, but there's very little shadow. The shadow is so high up that it doesn't interfere with everything. So, but I would definitely change that. Again, I would just have my roof line come down and stop exactly where it meets the wall. That's number two. Now here's some things that's working well though. Foundation's working well so far. I have concrete pillars here and just drop wood here down to the ground, treated, and then everything is filled up with gravel to about there. That's working well. The glass windows are working well. Haven't had any issues there other than caulk. I've had to caulk one or two where the sun hits and dries out. Other than that, show you this side. I get a lot of sun coming in here. This faces off to the west. The issue that I have here that you probably won't have is that. Right now the sun's a little higher. This is about mid-May. It's up above the treetops, but early months of the year, late months in the fall, the sun comes in and catches the tops of the trees, shuts down a little bit of the sun. Now let's go in. Poured a little concrete just to be able to step up. I'll show you my water system. That's working well. On the back side, I just put a gutter system there with a drop down guttering system that drops right into the barrel. It is about 4 or 5 inches off the barrel. Late in the fall, before winter starts freezing, I can just drain the barrel, pull my barrel and put it inside. Don't have to worry about anything freezing. Did a makeshift stand here, and I'm gonna do a change or two. I may make a video on that. Now on the back side, I would leave an overhang like this, because I use it to protect my tools. Got everything hanging up, some ladders and such. That is working actually well. Now to go inside. It's a mess, like probably every greenhouse. Some things that I have to change or have to finish up on both eaves. I've got to put some insulation and go ahead and put my tongue and groove in. Go ahead and box it up so that I can keep some heat in here, extend my growing season. You can see the windows. Again, I would extend that at least one more window on each side. The shelving is working out well. It's adjustable so that if you are growing something that is growing in height, you can adjust it and work out whatever you need to. So tomatoes, watermelon, I've got a pin oak growing there, and I've got 3 or 4 sweet bay magnolias growing there. I like sweet bay magnolias. Got an exhaust fan, that's working well. Storage is the same shelving that I'm using for my plants. I'm going to build a workbench that folds up and down, so whenever I don't need it, I can fold it up and get it out of the way. A little storage shelf for stuff. I still have to insulate this eave, and then I'm going to come out from the corner probably about 1.5 feet and put a shelf up there so that I can throw some of this stuff that I don't use regularly up there, or whenever I'm through with it, I can put it up there and get it off the floor and get it out of the way. But so that's the interior. In here, I don't know if I would change anything. I think everything's working out. Maybe the only thing I would work on is maybe getting one more window in here. You know, making this wall look like this wall. But as of right now, it's working pretty well. I have my thermostat there for my exhaust fan up top. Got a little electrical box there. I've only got one light in here, up there. It's LED. A switch there. And I only have one electrical outlet there that I'm running across extension cords, and I can plug into here and put up my grow lights. If I had to do this over, I'd probably bring a couple outlets over here and maybe one outlet down on this end. So I'm not going to have a bunch of electricity in here, so I didn't think I would need electrical outlets, but I'd probably add at least 2 or 3 more around. My original plans was to build out a grow bed here, permanent, 1.5 feet out. You can see down there from the corner out to what I have painted, that was going to be the width of it's going to be about 1.5 feet, thereabouts, 12, 13 inches. Have it filled so that I could do some late growing of lettuce, broccoli, or spinach and that kind of stuff, but I haven't got around to it and don't know if I'm going to do it. Maybe eventually, I don't know. But anyway, that's a little update of what I like and what I didn't like, or things that I would change. The number 1 things is those windows. Number 2 things is the overhang on the front. I would leave the overhang on the back. Other than that, I enjoy it. Learned a lot, still got tons to learn. One last thing that I want to point out that I use all the time, and this is made from tough possum gear. This is what he calls a sit pad, but I use it as a knee pad. Throw it down. It is wonderful for a knee pad. Lightweight, tough as nails. Tough Possum gear. Check him out. If you got any comments, leave them. Appreciate it. Till next time, be safe.